What is up, everybody? My name is Justin French, covering music for those who care. Incredibly late for those who care. I apologize for the hiatus for about a week or two. So anyways, let me get started with this review. So the first one I have out of the two that I'm reviewing today is the new Eminem record, Revival. So I'm a big Eminem fan. I've been following Eminem since the time that Relapse had come out. And while I didn't get a chance to really, I heard the singles from that album, but I never got a chance to really listen to the album. And listening to that album as a whole, it's better than Encore, I guess. But I mean, it wasn't a major improvement. But 2010 came around, Eminem released Recovery, the next album after Relapse. And I still enjoy that record. There's still some songs I really like to come back to on that record, such as, Cinderella Man, 25 to Life, Spacebound, No Love with Lil Wayne, Won't Back Down with Pain, Cold Wind Blows, Not Afraid, Love the Way You Lie with Rihanna. It just has a bunch of hits on that album. And also with the same thing with the Marshall Mathers LP 2, which came back in 2013. And that had a bunch of bangers on there, Bad Guy, which is pretty much the sequel to Stan. And then we had Berserk, which is more of a rap rock song, I guess you could say. And Asshole with Skylar Grey, The Monster with Rihanna, again, another collaboration, Headlights with Nate Roos, Love Game with Kendrick Lamar, you just have a bunch of songs that are really, really enjoyable on that record. Rap God, even. But anyways, on this record, I'm not gonna lie, it's different, I guess you could say. But here's the thing. I listened to this album the first time it came out last week, and I absolutely dreaded this thing. Because, to me, this didn't sound like Eminem. This sounded like a completely different artist. And, after about a week of listening, while it's not Eminem's best record to date, I still find some enjoyment in this record. Is it as much as the previous two releases that he's put out? Not necessarily, but I mean, there are some good songs on here. Take a look at Walk on Water with Beyonce, the first single from this album. I'll talk about the singles first. Walk on Water is more of a kind of down-to-earth personal note for Eminem. And I really enjoyed the hook that Beyonce lays down for this track. And then you had Untouchable, which was the second single, or it was the first promotional single for this record. It had a great lyrical theme. I felt like the lyrics were really, really fantastic. But the delivery and the instrumental in that track, it just didn't really do much for me. So those are my opinions on the singles, but other than that, let's talk about some of these songs. Now, Believe has a really, really good instrumental, and while Eminem's vocals do sound a bit choppy on this record, I feel like he delivers some of his more memorable quotes on this song. And then you have another track such as River with Ed Sheeran. And this is kind of one of those love triangle tales. And it kind of features Eminem in a persona of more of this kind of cheating boyfriend, I guess. A cheater, pretty much. And I feel like Ed Sheeran does a pretty good chorus for this track. And I really enjoyed that track. And a lot of people say that this song is just to be radio friendly, and I can kind of agree with that just because, Ed Sheeran's in the name, and Ed Sheeran is a pretty big name in the pop scene nowadays. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too big on the pop features that are featured on this album. You had people such as Beyonce, Ed Sheeran. The only rapper we had on this thing was Pressure, or however you pronounce it, but he doesn't even rap on this record. And there was supposed to be a collaboration with 2 Chainz on this record. Apparently, that got taken out, and 2 Chainz is pissed about that. But anyways, more collaborations featured, Alicia Keys, Ex-Ambassadors, Skylar Grey, Pink, Kalani. But I don't feel like most of these collaborations really work well. I'll give you an example. I don't think Bad Husband, which featured Ex-Ambassadors, really, really stood out to me. Just because it was trying to be, like on the Marshall Mathers LP 2, there was an apology to his mother on the track Headlights, which featured Nate Roos. And I felt that was a pretty sincere song. This, however, I can't really defend. It just sounds like Eminem screaming, especially in that second half, about the whole situation. And I really hated the production and X-Ambassador's hook on this track. Same with Skylar Grey on Tragic Endings. The production feels really drowned out, and it feels more like a demo than a real song. But I mean, it does have some, it kind of brings back some of the Slim Shady persona on this record, such as on the track Framed, which tried to go back for more of the comic horrorcore roots that Eminem was known for back in the day. And for the most part, it pulled out pretty well. The only problem I have with that track is just that hook is really annoying. Hey, you say, man, I was afraid. I think I can explain. I mean, I can understand the verses, but when it gets to that chorus, I just have to like cover my ears for that part because I can't really stand it very much. But I mean, other than that, it's a pretty good track, and I really love Offended. And Offended kind of sets a new record for Eminem's speed rap technique that he's been doing since last album. With Rap God, he rapped, I think it was like 94 or 100 words in like 15 seconds. It could be less than that, but it seemed like 100. But on this record, he raps 94 words in 13 seconds, which I find very impressive. So I really enjoyed that track. Now, the thing about this record that I really hate is that the hooks don't really stand out very much, especially on this track. And then I really like the instrumental and the verses. And then I like that kick snare that is used in the chorus. But the lyrics and the vocals for the chorus just sound ear-grating. Especially that last part where he's talking about people eating his turds. It's been 4 years since the Marshall Mathers LP 2. What happened? But anyways, overall, this album, on first listen, you're probably going to think it's probably some of his worst material to date, but it's a growing album. It grows on you over time a little bit. Especially with me. It takes some time to get used to, especially at this style and this kind of age of Eminem. And it's very different in this world of hip-hop just because, I mean, you have a bunch of just mumble rap and trap music, pretty much. You don't really see many more Eminems in this culture anymore. But anyways, overall, this album is very disappointing, but at the same time, it's not that bad of a record. It just grows on you over time. So, for me, the least I could probably give it is maybe a 6 out of 10. But anyways, thank you all for watching. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, you can click right over here to catch up on more content or just watch another video in general. If you want to catch up on my previous video, you can click right over here to see that video. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you soon.